this week we're gonna learn the introduction of Hellacoptars' No Song Unheard. And those of you who know the song know that it starts with just the guitar, but I have added a drum track so you have something to practice over. This is the main riff of the song, so it's played several times over the drum groove and the verse as well. If you look in the notation, you see that you have muted notes that are indicated by X's, and then there are notes within parentheses. These are ghost notes, and they're supposed to be much lower in volume. And actually, with this kind of riff, I think you should treat these ghost notes simply as muted notes, because, well, I don't know how precise the Hellacoptars guitarists are about this, but if I had written this riff and wanted to teach it to someone, I would treat the notes within parentheses as muted notes, that's simply because when you do muting techniques, sometimes you accidentally have a slight pitch there, and sometimes it's not there. And I think to get too picky about these things will make this a much more difficult riff, and in a way that it's not musically rewarding. I should also mention that in the original version you can quite obviously hear an open G string that is ringing along sometimes as well, and that is, I think, not on purpose. So, as I teach you this riff, I will not put a lot of focus on the notes within the parentheses. I will treat them as muted notes, as X's. And if you want authenticity, you can go in and get the exact pitches, but it won't make a lot of difference, I think. We're starting out. We're in C minor. I'm pretty sure they are playing in E flat tuning, so they will be playing what you learn here, one fret up. But if you want to play along with the original version on a standard tuning guitar, you have to play in C minor. So we're starting out, we're breaking out two notes out of the bar chord, we're breaking out the third and fourth strings. So you get the index finger on the 8th fret of the third string, and you get the third finger, the ring finger, on the 10th fret of the fourth string. So, and you're going to play those simultaneously. And then you're going to add two muted notes, and you are going to move the index finger to the 7th fret of the third string, and you then take the second finger on the 8th fret of the fourth. So it's like this. And then you play the 8th fret of the second string, use the third finger, and then another muted note. So that's the first motion. It's I'm going to play that twice here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four. And after the muted note, you move the index finger, the first finger, to a barre on the 8th fret of the third and fourth strings, like that, and you play them simultaneously. And then you're going to do a grace note, and this is a very, very common motion. You're going to hammer on the third finger on the fourth string, on the 10th fret of the fourth string. So you're going to play first the barre, and then so. Almost you pick the two notes right before you hammer on the third finger. So first it's these two notes, and then you play them like that. And this is motion that will be used again in this riff. And if you're new to it, it might be a good idea to simply just try to get a hang. Do this first. No grace note, grace note. And as you do the grace, when you play the grace note, you play. You can hear, I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's by accident, but you can hear that he touches also the second string. So you get first the third and the fourth string, and then 3 strings. The note on the second string is quite a bit lower in volume, so I don't think it's on purpose. I think he's thinking. But so, as I said, you can hear it. So what we got so far is this: 3, 4. 3, 4. And then you have on the way up with the pick, you play just the 8th fret of the second and third string. So you do. So you get this. That motion. And then you go back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string and the 8th fret of the 4th string with a ghost note in between. I'm gonna explain that a little better. So we'll play it from the start. 3, 4. So you do the grace note, and then you play an upstroke on the 8th fret of the 2nd and 3rd string, and a muted note, and then back to the 7th fret of the 3rd and 8th fret of the 4th. So, and then you play this, the 8th fret of the 2nd string again. So I'm going to play what we got so far a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a muted note, which has a pitch, but never mind. I'm going to play it once more. 3, 4. And then you move the index finger to the 8th fret, and this time he plays just one note. I don't know if it's by accident or on purpose, but it's not these 2 notes. It's just this one. And then he do the grace note. But this time it's just 2 string. And then he picks the 8th fret of the 2nd and 3rd on the upstroke. So it's practically the same motion as you did previously, but there's a rhythmical change, because on the first time he plays, and on the second time it's an 8th note. So first time it's, second time. I think it's better if you just listen and try to play along with the practicing video, but I'm going to play it from the start here once, twice. 3, 4. And then it's a muted note, or it's a ghost note on the 8th fret if you want to do that again. And then you do the same thing here. You do the grace note, but this time you pick just one note on the 2nd string. You pick the 9th fret with the 2nd finger. So instead of doing, you play just one note. Like that. So you get. And after that, you just do this motion again, but you move it to the 4th and 5th string. So you get this. And that's just about the entire chop. I'm going to play it from the start, so you can get a grasp of what's happening, because it's just small variation of the same concept. So, sounds like this: 3, 4. Once more: 3, 4. And then, after here, you play simply single note, the 8th fret of the 4th string, and then you go to the 10th fret and you do a pull off, and then go to the 10th fret of the 5th string, and then it starts again. So that's the entire chop. It's a bit awkward, hard to explain, but try to see the. It's just one basic idea of this. With variations. So I'm going to try to play it here 4 times slowly, and you can listen and then use the practicing videos to learn it yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. None of which was exactly like the tablature is, but that's just the way these kind of riffs are at least in my world. So you just try to practice it, and try learning it with just muting before you start get obsessive about the actual pitches of the ghost notes. And so good luck, and that's it for this week.